What's up?
What's happening?
So, obviously, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We'll talk about that the whole show. I'm sure it's going to take the entire show to talk about. Plus, we've got some interesting stuff. I do have a few things to kind of break everything up. But I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the first beer. Once again, using Norseman Brewing Company glasses. Valhalla, la 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 la. Get it?
I actually didn't realize it did say that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I had to get those.
Hope everybody's having an awesome week so far.
Yep. And I'm going to go back and forth between kind of explaining I'm going to explain what's going on, number one. So if you have any questions, you might hold it until I tell you exactly what's going on, because I probably should answer all the questions by the time we're done here. We're going to be drinking some exotic beers tonight. And I do have to thank Ilpad, a buddy of mine. You've seen him in the comments donating all the time. So if you feel like donating for anything, you just hit the little dollar sign symbol down there below the chat, so we can have more fun and interesting stuff and like this.
So we can have nice things.
Ilpad donated. He sent me enough to buy a bottle of whiskey, which we'll get into later. But this is Sierra Nevada, but it's Bigfoot barley wine style ale. So this is 9.6%. It's a good thing we're sharing the bottle.
It is not a sour.
Yeah, it's not a sour. I didn't get any sours. This is one interesting one, and then I've got a really interesting one after this.
Evening, gentlemen. Jess, good evening. Good evening. Thanks, everybody, for joining us already. Get into this stuff in just a moment. Like Luke said, we got lots to talk about here.
Yeah, I mean, everything kind of started off with the Spectre, and that was weird the way that went. Yeah, we can talk about our jerseys here, too.
Yep. I am wearing the Coolwick, of course, orange veneer jersey. I hope I said that right. Veneer jersey. So they look like they're similar, or the same, but they're not. Mine is more of Luke's face, hair, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I gotta say. He brought that. And he said, "Hey, it's a new jersey." I'm like, "Hey, I've got an orange one too." So mine is the Fire Honeycomb on Coolwick. This is the quick ship version that I put a patch on.
Yep.
And that's all. Yeah, that one he got customized. I do want to get a custom one of these too, so I can have all my NASCAR jerseys. Let's talk about Frank's Red Hot. I threw up in my mouth a little bit when I opened the fridge a little bit earlier to put some stuff down in there.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is you open the fridge and you're like, oh.
Yeah. So Coolwick, we'll go ahead and post that up. So if you go to buy anything at Coolwick, use my code or his code, Brosdahl10 or Haas10, to buy whatever you want at Coolwick. Anything that you buy on the site, it'll give you 10% off.
Yep.
So.
And I'm wearing one of the hats I featured on my Cool Pick of the Week.
Yeah, I was lazy about it. Actually, I wasn't lazy. I actually had to work to do it my real job, and then we've had this whole thing going on.
So you're working your second job on top of your
job. So that's very pleasant. I get paid for one job, though. All right.
Yeah. The other one's just for torture, right? That's actually really good.
Yeah, it almost tastes like a stronger Tank 7.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, actually. It's definitely a change of pace where I can actually drink it and my face not wrinkle up. So
yeah.
I'll take that.
And I don't think I'll be in danger of upchucking at any point tonight.
That's good.
Right. So the thing with the bowling balls that got banned, I kind of heard through the grapevine when the Spectre thing went down that it wasn't the last one that was coming down the pipeline, and then we kind of had a quiet week and nothing really happened. And then we had the whole thing. This kind of got started off with the thing with Belmo yesterday when he got to the Masters, or I guess it was the day before, and they wanted to go test his balls behind some curtain. They wouldn't let him watch. They wouldn't tell him what they were testing. They wouldn't anything. And so he's like, no, that's not on the level, so we're not going to do that. So after that, then last night, USBC makes a post right when we start league. And so
Yeah.
I'm really glad that I got to just have a nice, quiet league night.
Yeah.
I actually bowled pretty good, so maybe.
You guys just come running down to me and go, "Did you see this?" And I'm like,
ban
"What?"
some more balls on Thursday. I'll bowl pretty good. I didn't bowl well with one of the newly banned illegal whatever balls.
Which one?
Promotion.
Oh, yeah. You'll never take those from me.
Yeah, got a clean 730 with 5 7-pins and 3 drive-by 8s.
And I shoot 680, beating the pocket up.
So I think obviously USBC was trying to do some on-spot tests.
Yep.
Which, if they were just going to ban everything yesterday, I don't know why they would go out of their way to do anything. Maybe they knew it was coming after that day's worth of qualifying was going to be over. When actually they did it at 7 o'clock, which was right when the
third squad, right?
Yeah, right when the third squad was starting. So why did they do it in between squads? Why did they wait until the day? Why did they wait?
Couldn't have waited until Monday of next week.
Well, why didn't they do it Monday before the tournament even started, rather than doing it Tuesday in between squads? It just doesn't make any sense. Also, so the other thing is that they only banned the balls for nationally sanctioned tournaments. So nationals, I guess, Pepsi stuff, Masters, U.S. Open, PWBA, stuff like that.
It does include junior gold as well.
Yeah, junior gold.
Yes, so youth bowlers that you're watching, it does include junior gold.
Yeah, so the PWBA is under USBC, so they're not their own entity like the PBA is, and that's a whole nother interesting thing when we start talking about that. But because they are still allowing them to be used in league, which doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
If they hard ban that, they just kind of banned the Spectre, and then they reviewed it, and then they perma-banned it for everything. And then they just kind of said, hey, well, we're just going to, since there's so many of them, we'll let league bowlers still use them. You can't use them at these big tournaments. Storm has to discontinue them all.
Which they came off the shelves already. They're gone, right?
Yeah. They're, as far as I know, nobody wants to buy them. So if you're going to any of these tournaments, so the exchange program, Storm announced something today, and they said that if you're going to any one of these tournaments and you have one of if you have one of these balls, you can exchange them. Otherwise, they're not going to exchange anything because you can still use them in regular leagues and regular tournaments and whatever else. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense right after what they did with the Spectre. I think that they mentioned something about production issues, and so this is the other thing. If you read the entirety of USBC's original post last night, they said that them and Storm came to an agreement.
Yeah.
So they're not going to hard ban these balls, at least not now. And Storm is going to discontinue all of them. You can still use them in league. You can still take them to sanctioned tournaments, just not the big national important tournaments that are on tougher conditions, not a house shot.
The whole thing still just does not make sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And I can see apparently resin is in a very short supply and people are scrambling, and they've apparently changed suppliers and whatever else. And so procedures and all kinds of stuff's up in the air. So it could be a production issue, because something like the UFO alert has been out for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And it passed and never had any problems, never any cause for concern, whatever else. And all of a sudden it's testing soft. And that's the thing, is if the phase 4, they don't want, if anything, they don't want the phase 4 to be soft. That's R2S Pearl. Yeah. They want that to be long and flippy. And so you're not going to get long and flippy out of a cover that's too soft.
No, not at all. No.
So they don't want that. However, the interesting thing is that the PBA came back around today and said, well, we don't find any cause for concern. There's been no data.
Yep.
There's no proof. There's no anything beyond USBC just saying, hey, these are all soft and we're going to partially ban them. And and whatever else, but the PBA hasn't seen any data.
Right.
They haven't seen any proof. And so Tom Clark said he has no reason to believe that they would fail field spot checks, which I'm sure that they're going to do.
I'm sure.
Because of the Purple Hammer kind of started this, and then whatever everything else just kind of keeps trickling down. And like Robert Proctor said it would, shout out if you're watching, he called this.
Yep.
But so the whole thing is just wild.
It's bizarre.
It just doesn't make any sense. They also said that they've concluded their investigation. Nothing else is getting banned. So if you're wondering, well, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do next? Nothing. This is it. They picked the 6 balls that they wanted to, that were apparently the worst offenders or whatever else. And they said, okay, these have to be discontinued. You can still throw them in league if you have them. And then Storm is only going to replace the ones that you're going to these big national tournaments for. The problem here is that, like somebody just said a second ago, my local USBC said that they are adopting the national ruling. So this is the can of worms here. That USBC number 1 is inconsistent because at first they did this kind of thing with the Purple Hammer, and then they hard banned the Spectre. Now they're going to allow these for half and half. This said my local USBC, and I've heard this from a lot of people, my local USBC said they are adopting the national ruling. If they weren't going to hard ban them, they shouldn't allow local USBC to choose. Tournament directors can also do this too. Southwest and Wichita
just did it
right after, because somebody that we were bowling against last night was going to Southwest, or Ryan and Brooke and all them were going to Southwest this weekend. And somebody had the thought of like, oh crap, what is, because we didn't know, or I guess you kind of knew, but they were just checking on this tournament, and Southwest tournament in Wichita already said, yeah, we're going to adopt the ban, and so that's that. So,
which we just bowled a couple weeks ago.
This causes for a tricky situation because Storm's only going to replace the balls or exchange them or issue you a new one. I imagine they're going to do the same thing like they did with the Spectre, but they're going to issue you a new one only if you're going to the tournaments on this list that the USBC specifically called out. The problem is that if all these other tournaments, like, well, we don't want illegal, but we're going to be integrity and we don't want these illegal balls in here. There's a lot of competitive leagues out there that I imagine are going to ban them. There's tournaments that are going to ban them. And so what happens there? It's not on USBC's list.
Right.
They're still legal as far as USBC is concerned, but you might find yourself with a useless ball that you also won't get replaced.
Going to bowl things such as the Southwest, which I've seen a lot of people up to this point that have run tournaments and stuff like that, like the TAT. The TAT said that they're going to continue to allow the balls. I do find it very bizarre that the Southwest went ahead and banned it.
Well, they did it before they even heard anything from Storm.
Yeah.
So I think that they just assume because USBC said, oh, there's going to be an exchange program, everything's going to be fine. I think that they jumped the gun a little bit.
They'll probably reverse course on it.
I would think so now, since this is going to cause problems. And now the thing for leagues, the tournament directors have the right to do whatever they want.
Yep.
For leagues, though, it has to be in the middle of a season or at the end of the season, basically.
Yep.
It has to be put to a vote. It has to be unanimous. So if there's not a unanimous yes vote, then they can't do it. However, at the beginning of the next season, they can vote something in the rules, and that just has to be majority.
Correct.
So it's going to be hard for them to do something right now, but again, a league starts back up in 4 months.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost, April is Friday, April's Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
And leagues start in August. So, we're not that far away from stuff. Now, I'm kind of disappointed because I was going to take my alert to nationals.
Yeah.
The rest of them is kind of indifferent on.
I do have a curious question for you, though, and we can both answer too. Is out of all of them, all the 6 there, we already know about the Spectre, of course, but out of the 6, which one shocks you the most?
Probably the Phase 4.
I was going to say Altered. The Altered kind of surprises me a little bit.
What? That it's
that's one of the balls on the list.
That one surprises me the least of all because it's a bigger, stronger cover, and those they those are helpful to
That's
be
true.
softer so that they can hook more.
Yep.
Phase
That makes
4
sense.
is
I get
supposed to
that.
be a skid flip, whatever else. I'm surprised the Zen didn't test soft. Of
Don't you
anything,
touch my Zen.
yeah, of anything, I would have thought that the stronger covers would have been the softer ones. Definitely not. So that just screams the Phase 4 is the one that and the Electrify Solid too, because that's reactor. So that's another one that they don't really want.
Oh, I'm sure they took a good long look at the Zen. I promise you they did.
Yeah.
I was just waiting. I was telling somebody last night. I was like, I can almost see it. The next one they're gonna, if they do any more at that time, it's gonna be the Zen, and I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, I was going to make that. I was going to also point this out. Speaking of the Altered, you can get a Total Reality, which is the same ball, different color from overseas. The same thing with the Reality Dark Knight. There are several overseas balls that are very similar. So,
Which one? Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Purples that are super soft actually shape more than hard ones. So it's true.
Yeah. If this hits Storm hard financially, don't be surprised to see Brunswick swoop in. Oh, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, Brunswick doesn't have Brunswick doesn't sell stuff, so they don't have the money to buy Storm. Even if Storm is
No, I don't see that
hurting
happening.
a little bit, Storm's going to be fine.
Definitely don't see that one happening. But whatever. I mean, they did this with the Zen, or it might go bankrupt. If something happened with the Zen, it would hurt.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them out there. But according to what we saw and read, it sounds like they're done for the most part, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We thought they were done at Spectre at first, but then we heard some stuff trickling down from the other side.
Yeah. No, they're done with Storm right now. I don't know if they're done with the other companies. They said that they were done with their investigation, so I don't know if they handled the Purple Hammer, then they moved on to Storm, they got the Spectre, then they checked out the rest of the Storm stuff. Maybe they're moving on to other companies. I don't know. Another issue is the leader of all events here at Nationals used at least one of those illegal balls that creates competitive advantage issues. Nationals already has a competitive advantage and disadvantage issue because they allow you to bowl later in the tournament with recently released bowling balls.
Yep.
So whether he used this ball now and it got banned, or maybe there's something that comes out between now and then. Now, because I bowl the next to last couple days of the tournament, I don't bowl until the middle of July. So if there's something that comes out between now and then, I can use it at Nationals. But the people that have already bowled now wouldn't have had access to that, and that's something that Jeff Riggles has talked about for several years. It's like once you start that tournament, it's that tournament. If it's if it's a house shot tournament, who cares? If it's Springfield or Southwest or Tulsa or whatever else, it doesn't matter. It's a house shot.
Yeah.
I just take something different. I mean, I can't listen to any whining on, but the Nationals thing is a different story.
Staffers can throw balls that aren't released to the public.
That's I think that happened. That happened when the promotion came out, because I had gotten it. It hadn't even released yet, and it wasn't going to release before the end of Nationals. But I got it right before we went, and so I took it. Didn't get to use it because it was just too strong out of the box. But
So, do you think that they should allow that?
Mm-mm.
Should only allow balls that are only available to the general public?
Yeah. So if the tournament starts on March 20th. Anything that releases after March 20th shouldn't be allowed in the tournament.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It just shouldn't.
I agree with that. I know that's one that people have complained about in the past. So.
And this is the thing. I'm surprised the Isle of Helios didn't get banned. They're all different covers. It does kind of say production issue because it's not one specific cover. It's covers that don't make sense, that Storm doesn't want soft, that Storm doesn't want anywhere close to the limit, because that hurts their performance.
Right.
Or that's not really, maybe it doesn't hurt their performance, but it's not the intended performance. But yeah, with all the different, it just says, okay, well, a bunch of these balls that were recently poured, recently released, whatever else, are going to have issues. Again, I don't know. Maybe there's something in the chemical makeup of some of the other cover. The NEX might be a different story, or the Extreme Tracks that's on the, it's on the Helios. It might be a different story with that chemical makeup. Maybe it's something about the other ones. I don't know, but I don't think that this is over yet. I don't think we're going to hear. You can just read whatever you want to read out of what USBC posted and then what Storm posted.
Yeah.
But it's just a big can of worms. It's not good for anybody.
Right.
And since USBC hasn't put out any data on it, we don't know what kind of a performance benefit there even is. Again, most of these USBC rules were made back when they soaked bowling balls in acetone or whatever to make them hook more, back in the 80s or whatever. And the Jackal issue, once again, the difference, they were out of tolerance by the thickness of a sheet of paper. I mean, how is that going to, the differential was 60.02 instead of 60? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
Like, why even bother?
Why just about bankrupt a company because of integrity? Why not just give them a fine and say, hey, this is outside the tolerance? Yeah. What's it going to affect for league bowlers anyway? I mean,
just had a guy in our league throw the Spectre a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and then that's the other. Well, the other thing is too that somebody else, Frank, brought up in Discord earlier. He said, so yeah, we haven't had our lanes inspected in forever. There's tons of houses out there that are grossly out of spec on their topography and the oil patterns they put down, whatever else. Well, they don't care about that. That's a hell of a lot more important than a ball being too soft.
Oh yeah.
In a competitive arena like PBA, Nationals, whatever else, where everything's on the up and up, they test everything. Everything is. You want a more level playing field. They create the level playing field. Then they want the equipment used to be on that same on the level also. Yep. But if you go to some random tournament at some place wherever you bowl league somewhere where the topography is all jacked up and that's all out of spec and the pins are off spot, or maybe they have the kickboards or whatever, maybe those are too bouncy, maybe the flat gutters are too high, maybe. I mean, any number of things that could do a whole lot more than a ball being a couple points soft.
Yep.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Gutters being too high, too low.
Yeah.
It
just doesn't make any sense.
Worn out kicker board, you say?
Yeah.
Sorry. Somebody said something here pretty good. Oh, what was it?
Yeah. How about the people who replaced their Spectre with a Wolverine and now they can't use the Wolverine? I think Storm knew that something was on the horizon, because I think that they would have begun. They said it was going to be 3 to 5 weeks to ship out, to process everything and ship out replacements. I don't know that it would have taken that long once they got the program done. All it is you get something in and you have a couple people that put on it, and as they come in, you go ship them, send them out. It shouldn't take more than a couple days to. Mm-hmm. After you get the thing, I know that they've got other things to do, but realistically speaking, it shouldn't take 3 to 5 weeks. I think that they gave themselves a grace period.
Yeah. Because
people might have selected the Wolverine, but I don't think that they shipped anything out yet, or I would hope that they didn't ship anything out yet.
Well, the USBC banned sour beers from being consumed while bowling. I hope so. That should be a written rule right now. Sorry. If anybody has seen Chad McLean's Instagram story here recently or post, go check it out. Good. It is very savage. I even had to say something on it. So savage.
Thug life.
It was so good.
Somewhere there's a marketing director of a ball company that competes with Storm coming up with a marketing tagline, "Our balls stay hard." Swag.
There you go, Paul. We said it for you.
So does that mean the Green Moss Wolverine, the Mutant Wolverine that went overseas are done too? Nope, not the same ruling. Doesn't matter if it's the same ball, just like the Altered Reality, the Total Reality, and the Reality Dark Knight. There's nothing wrong with those. I'm glad I've got overseas balls and some discontinued stuff. There ain't nothing going to happen to any of them.
No, but you still get to take your stuff to Springfield, too. That's another positive. Because I believe the Ozark said that they were good, right? with those.
Yeah,
Six?
great. Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Springfield, Greater Ozark said, yeah, we're not. They're still USBC approved.
Yeah,
so
that's what I thought.
they just know it'd be such a big can of worms because there are, it's one of those things that staffers tend to forget when we have a million balls to pick from, or somebody that goes through a lot of balls in a season, that just goes through bowling balls all the time. Some people just have, 3 or 4 bowling balls. Some people don't even have that many. And if they if they just updated their stuff and bought an altered reality and a Wolverine, well, they're not going to have anything left to bowl with.
No.
So they know it's a little bit too big of a can of worms, especially for a big open tournament that's just a bunch of house bowlers coming to bowl on a house shot.
And drink beer.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, which is why I'm surprised Southwest did it.
I bet they reversed course.
I know that they probably wanted to be on the up and up, but whatever. It doesn't make sense.
I'm almost positive they'll reverse course, but I could
probably
be wrong.
after they hear what Storm said. So my question at this point is whether Storm is compliant with this result or if the company plans to fight it through other means. I would imagine they do, but this is going to take so long to fight it that they have to do something now. They can't drag this out and leave people in limbo because USBC is not going to overturn. They're not going to overturn their decision without legal action that would cost them a bunch of money. And so basically, I'm sure Storm has insurance. They also have lawyers. I'm sure that they're going to look into this. USBC can't just do this and write no data.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something going on. And if they do a bunch of testing and they do a bunch of whatever else, and it turns out that USBC was wrong, then they're going to owe all kinds of money in damages.
Ugh,
so
that'd be a bad thing.
Yeah, and because the balls are discontinued, it's not like they can't reinstate them. Okay, so they reinstate them for the people that have them, but they'd only reinstate them for tournament use, which if you were going to use them for tournaments, you'd have already exchanged them or gotten rid of them anyway.
Correct.
So it doesn't make nobody cares.
The whole thing sucks for bowling in general.
Yeah,
it's not good for the game.
It really doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And the part that baffles me the most about this whole thing is, like we talked about at the very beginning, was when they decided to do it. Like, you couldn't have done this last Sunday. You couldn't have done this Monday of next week when the tournament's over. Like, you did this right in the middle of one of your grand tournaments. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
So,
here's another one.
But if you threw it on Monday, you were good to throw it on Tuesday. Or you weren't okay to throw it on Tuesday, or whatever.
Yeah. So it left all the bowlers scrambling to drill replacements. So, I mean, the truck guy was up all night.
I'm sure you love that.
Stuff. And the reps and everything, trying to figure out what to drill. How are we going to drill it? Because there's not a whole lot. You can't. The altered reality doesn't really. I don't think that anybody's thrown it this week anyway. But something like a UFO alert, Wolverine, I could see people using the crap out of those.
Yep.
So what do you exchange those with? Because the Spectre's gone, so you don't have anything to go that direction.
Kyle was throwing the Phase 4 on the first day.
Yeah. The Trend 2's gone. There's nothing to replace that with. Phase 4's gone. Nothing to replace that with. So they caused themselves a big problem here.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to lead to an investigation to some overseas balls for tournament or league play? No, absolutely not. The best thing about the overseas balls, let me tell you, is that they make them in very small batches. Most of them go overseas, and then they either keep some here, or they just all go overseas first. And if anybody here wants them, we order them, they ship them back. I believe that they're actually made here and then shipped over. I could be wrong on that one. I think they're made here and shipped over, and then that's why they're so expensive. It's not because there's anything special about them. They're in high demand or whatever. You're paying for the cost of number one to get shipped overseas, and then you got to ship them back. It's not cheap. So, but overseas balls, they're made in such small batches, they disappear so quickly that they're never going to find, number one, they're never going to be in a situation, if they get approved initially, there's never going to be a situation where, one, you can't use them on the PBA unless it's the same ball makeup as something domestic. So if you had a code black, or if you had a code 0, which is basically a code black, you can use the code 0 because it's got the same general components as the code black that's already been approved domestically here. But if it's an overseas release that's unique, you can't use those on the PBA. But
you can for nationals. Nationals and USBC Masters and Open.
Yeah. So number one, they'd have to be subjected to a spot check in the first place, which just isn't going to happen. And then after that, if they do find one that fails, they have to check several of them to see if there's an issue, there's a bigger issue, or if it's just this one ball.
Yeah.
They're not going to find several of them to test. They're not going to spend that kind of money anyway. So overseas balls, once they get approved the first time, you don't got to worry about it. Nothing will ever happen.
All right. Guess we can start answering some
Storm
questions.
Bowling is live. Belmo live at the Masters. I bet that's kind of interesting. Don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave. We got.
We have more beer. I need to finish.
I guess we can start. Unless you got more to touch on this, we can start fielding some.
Yeah.
From
Get into the.
here.
Let me see. I'm at Matt the Clasher at 18 or at whatever that is. 6:49 is where I'm kind of at.
Of course, mine doesn't show the time.
Oh yeah, I already showed that. It should show the time on. Oh, okay.
We already did that one.
Yeah.
It just popped up on my screen again.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead. We can.
Will the USBC ban sour beers? I need to finish this off. So
They need to ban sour beers. I know we talked about it a second ago. Just go ahead and just get rid of them. Bye. See ya. Welcome to my big screen. Thanks, Kelly. Honey, I get
you should do some commercial, or you do some commercials.
Yeah. Trying to see where you're at. So we'll catch up here. Chet Seller and certifications. Yeah. USBC, I'm not going to sit here and just completely badmouth them.
Yeah. You go over the foul line by the width of a sheet of paper, it's a foul.
It's fact.
Yes, but that's also a stupid rule.
The dumbest rule ever. If I release the ball and say I step over it as I'm like turning around.
Yeah. That whole half an inch. That's the other dumb thing about people. Well, the ball was going a little bit too long, so I backed up 6 inches on the approach and made the ball hook 6 inches earlier. It's like, oh, it made the pattern 6 inches shorter? That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Talk about competitive advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That 6 inches right there, whenever the foul line, has made a difference.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
All right. So there's Justin. I'm trying to catch these as I go because I don't know if you had me queued up, but Justin.
Not really.
I don't want to butcher your last name, Justin C. So there's not going to be an exchange for league bowlers.
Yeah.
You're telling me that as a typical house bowler, I'm out of pocket for $400 in balls that are not even a year old.
No, that's not. Oh, okay. So yeah, don't lecture me on integrity when everyone had to wear masks last year. Yet we were out here banning balls that some people used.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing with the mask last year. Well, it's a competitive advantage to not have to wear the masks anymore. So you had to wear the masks the rest of the time at Nationals last year. But
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
They're not exchanging for league bowlers.
All right, I'm caught up with you.
Okay.
So this is where I'm caught up to in the chat. So you can hit everything after this while I finish this important next one.
Okay.
So there's not going to be exchange for league bowlers. You're telling me that a typical house bowler, I'm out of pocket for $400 in balls that are not even a year old yet? No. The USBC, once again, they banned bowling. They banned the balls for national tournaments, not for league bowlers.
Correct.
So they're still approved for league play, regular tournament play. You just can't take them to nationals, Pepsi, Junior Gold, PWBA. The gigantic national tournaments that 99.8% of people are not going to go bowl anyway.
Yes, unless the USBC adopts the rule, or your league and whatever adopts that rule.
So as a regular league bowler, unless your league adopts it or there's a local tournament that says no, you're still free to use them. Otherwise, that's why Storm's not exchanging absolutely everything, because there's some people that the soft ban, partial ban, is not even going to affect. So there's no reason for them to replace balls if these people aren't ever going to go bowl these tournaments anyway. You're still free to use the balls in league tournaments, whatever else, as you please. Yep. I'm going to keep using them. There have been some people that said, well, I'm not going to use balls that are knowingly cheater balls, or they're knowingly or that are illegal or whatever. They're not illegal.
They're still, yeah.
That's the thing, is that they banned them for the higher level tournaments, but if they're still legal, that's the thing. If they're still legal to use in regular league and tournament competition, USBC sanctioned competition, they're legal then.
Yep.
So why they should have either full banned them or not done anything.
Correct.
It just this half and half stuff doesn't make any sense.
That's the other part that it still is a head scratcher, is why the half and half thing. It's like, if you're going to ban it, just ban it. Because now people are going to guarantee it. People that don't pay as much attention, they're going to go to nationals or something, and they're going to show up with those balls. It's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
not everybody's glued to watching the breakdown pair and listen to us ramble about this every week.
Drink, man. I didn't even turn my daggone sign on.
Yeah, you can turn the sign on. Why not? I'm trying to get in here. Nick Brown says he has 3 to 4 members so far that they've already received their replacement Wolverine.
Oh, that's going to be exciting.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. I didn't figure it was going to take 3 to 5 weeks. I think that they normally say that as legalese, and then it's the under promise over deliver. That's a super good business slogan. Is under promise over deliver. So that's probably what they said.
Right.
And it's like, oh my god, I got my ball in a week. They said it was going to be 3 to 5. This is awesome.
Yeah, that looks like good customer service.
Cool.
People have been posting screenshots of Wolverine replacements en route being sent back to Storm instead of delivered. Interesting. Okay, I'm trying to catch up here.
Yeah, you got time.
I'm not able to pull the comments up on the screen. I don't have the magic finger button. All right, over it. To be honest, Storm sucks because they apparently don't watch the process. I don't think it has anything to do with it. Something's wrong on either way. We don't really know, unfortunately. Go ahead,
you can't, because of the amount of money that this is costing them. They're not just kind of, it got approved, so I guess we can just go on ahead and go whatever.
Yeah.
They do routine. I mean, every company out there does pretty intense QC/QA.
Yep.
Because it costs them way too much money to have, especially like recalls on cars or something. That costs the manufacturers so much money.
Yeah,
and with bowling, you can't have these types of situations. And so that's the other thing. Maybe it was a production issue for one batch that they didn't catch, or maybe it's just a fluke type thing, because this isn't. I don't think this is laziness or
agreed.
Whatever else. They've got to, because this is going to cost them a bunch of money. So obviously they don't want this kind of situation to happen. So why would they be lax in their QC/QA? It just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
In the bowling industry, they don't make enough money to be able to afford to weather things like this very easily.
No. Not at all. Kendall Porti, if USBC shared their findings with the public, or at least Storm to back up their findings, it makes things a little better, because it feels like they're just targeting without proof. And I agree. They've got to, something's got to come out, but unfortunately, I don't think anything's going to really come out. I don't know how you think. What do you feel about that? But I just don't think a ton's going to come out.
No, nobody's going to say anything. They don't want to put nobody wants to put anything out there. Yeah, like Matt says here, what's the advantage of these balls over average 1 pin, 25 pins per game? Nobody knows, because USBC hasn't released any data.
We don't know.
Yep. Any testing data, whatever they've done, they remain unfailingly opaque. I mean, they're just not one of the least transparent organizations on the planet.
Yeah.
With the Nationals thing too, it doesn't make any sense to hide the patterns. It doesn't make any sense to not let you take pictures or videos while people are bowling. This is the age of social media, and you're trying to grow something, and you limit social media.
They seem to be letting them do it at the Masters, though.
Yeah, I don't know. They just don't have any clue about anything.
No, they don't. And like the Nationals thing where you can't video and stuff is just complete silliness anymore. Mr. Stabby, I know one of my leagues already voted to let bowlers finish the season with the 6 balls. We also voted to become unsanctioned next year. Do you feel the other leagues will follow suit? I think it's kind of up in the air.
I think it's one of those things that there's no benefit right now in USBC sanctioning. All you're doing is causing problems. And if you want to still go bowl nationals, you can get your card and go bowl nationals. It doesn't cost.
It's scratching. But
everybody said, "Well, the USBC is getting my $25." No, they're not. USBC gets 15 of that. Your local association gets the rest.
Yep.
So USBC only gets $15 a year. So you might ask what your local association is doing with that money too.
Yeah, that's agreed. I could definitely see some leagues doing it. It also depends on the type of leagues they are too. So
barrel aged darkness, Russian Imperial Stout.
Yep. I, for one, will still sanction.
Better be good. It's a lot more expensive than I was expecting.
But that's just me. I'm sure you'll still continue to sanction. Yep, no ban on the Ozark Open, Jason. Going down the list here. Sorry, everybody. USBC is a joke. I second that.
It's a sweet can. Barrel aged darkness.
Why do people think? Chris give me all the cheater balls. Chris Ramos, give me all the cheater balls. I need all the advantage.
This is brewed and canned by Surly Brewing Company in Minneapolis
beer.
and Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. It's a bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout, rich, evil, decadent, 12%.
Yeah, good thing we're sharing that.
So yeah, I can take this down. Just really don't.
What everyone doesn't know about the breakdown pair? Comment of the night. That's right.
Yeah.
Let it be known and hit that like button. Where you at?
The exchange program will be interesting with such a wide price range. It really won't be. Basically, if you're exchanging an altered reality, you get your pick of anything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You should get your pick of anything. I'm not sure with the Spectre why they didn't give you everything Spectre price and below and let you pick. I don't know why they kind of restricted it to that middle zone. Why you couldn't have gotten a hyped or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
That didn't make a whole lot of sense, but whatever.
Whatevs. Oh, man. Lots of stuff in here. Reading through it. Doesn't make sense to Storm would put out. Check because the price themselves may cut it. You can be sure they've tested tons. Oh, yeah. I 100% guarantee Storm did plenty of testing on them, and I'm sure that there's stuff that shows that they're.
Well, and that's the thing. There's been plenty of independent testing, and nobody else ever found anything wrong with the Spectres. But they still full banned them anyway, and that's why the PBA is not adopting the rule because they said we haven't seen any proof. We haven't seen that. That's exactly what Tom Clark said. Is like, well, we're just going to let everybody use them the rest of the year because we have no reason to believe that there's anything wrong with them. We haven't seen any testing or any proof to that effect.
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully this is like Dragon's Milk because Dragon's Milk is ridiculous.
That is really good. I'm trying to think of everything that tastes like it's in there. That's different.
That's chocolatey.
It's thick.
Yeah.
That's for dang sure. It's going to become tackling fuel for SPI. Yeah? Big B and now SPI. I'm waiting to see what they'll do to Motive and Cali Bowling out there.
I would really have a hard time believing that Motive has anything wrong. Their stuff just doesn't react like it's soft. I mean, if it was soft, it'd be their stuff all seems to roll like marbles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they all seem super hard. So I don't.
Maybe that's why it didn't strike enough. Sorry, just joking.
Venom Shock strikes a lot.
Venom Shock just does strike a lot, and that ball still goes with me.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about this now. Now that I've poured the beer. Replacements. This is a good point.
Yep.
That's the problem. These balls do not have suitable replacements. A lot of staffers will default to dark codes, and they'll just how trash that ball is unless you're Chris Prather. So
yeah,
they'll just show how trash that ball is unless you're Chris Prather. I think what he meant.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, there's nothing. The dark code is not an altered reality replacement. You would get closer to the altered reality by getting a reality and polishing it. The dark code is early, rolly, pretty smooth. It's not an altered. The Trend 2, there's absolutely nothing else out there that's close to that. The Wolverine you can get reasonably close to with a high road. The Wolverine is a little bit earlier and slower, rounder, rollier than the high road, but it's close enough.
It would be closer to a dark code.
Yeah, Wolverine, the Electrify Solid rolls a little bit heavier than the IQ Tour Solid, but it's reasonably close to that as well. I would think that we're getting a Hype Solid at some point in the future here too, so that should be close too. So you might wait for that if that comes out.
Hustle Camel still.
Yeah, the Camel's fine.
Hustle Camel's still out there, folks.
Yeah, the Phase 4, there's nothing else. We don't have any big core symmetrics with clean covers.
Yeah.
We have the Phase 3, which is still quite a bit stronger than the Phase 4. We have the Zen, which is orders of magnitude stronger than the Phase 4.
Yep.
And that's it.
Do you think that there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming in bunches here soon?
Their problem right now is going to be issuing replacements and kind of catching up. So, I mean, now there's going to be stuff coming in 6 months, but it's not going to, there's nothing. I'm sure that they've got stuff waiting in the wings that they can push, but nothing that's like super similar to what they had here. Because if they've got a Trend 2 at a 254 RG, and they've got a Spectre at a 254, and they've got the Wolverine at a 254, all with kind of different strengths of covers.
Yeah.
They don't have another medium strength, medium RG big def symmetric coming because they had that covered easily.
Yeah, I could see that.
They don't have another. I would have to think that they have a cleaner like a cleaner idle or something coming, or another something in the HP3 line, but they still got the UC2. And all of Roto's stuff is clean on top of clean on top of clean. They don't have any big shiny stuff.
No.
But why would they have big shiny stuff when the altered reality of the dark code's out there?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, and why would Storm or somebody else, why would they want to step on the toes of the UC2 or the RSTX2? It just doesn't make any sense. So as far as replacements go, the altered reality, I would shine up a reality. That's the closest thing you're going to get, unless you can find a parallax effect. That's fairly close. The effect is earlier and slower, also a little bit stronger than the alter, but that's close. The Trend 2, there's just nothing close. And that's what I said in the review, and that's what I'm going to stick behind. There's nothing else that we have that's remotely close to the Trend 2 right now. It just doesn't exist. The Phase 4, I hate that ball, so I don't care, but there's a lot of people that did well with it. There's nothing close to that ball either.
There's some popularity with it on the tour side, that's for sure.
The Electrify Solid, you got options. You have an option. The Altered Reality, you have somewhat kind of reasonable option. The Trend 2, you have nothing. The Phase 4, you have nothing. The Wolverine, it's close to the high road. And then what was the other one that they banned?
That alter was just so sharp.
I can't even remember the fifth one.
Electrify, UFO Alert.
The UFO Alert. Okay. There's nothing really close to the UFO Alert either. I would think that if you drilled a UC2 a little bit weaker, that'd be close. Or if you drilled an X2 super, super strong, that would be close. But even then, not really. The Alert just kind of had a different roll to it. The Alert kind of rolls like the Dark Code, but the Dark Code's just way stronger.
Yeah. So how much... I already know pretty much the answer, but I got to ask. When it comes to their plan for 2022 and all their plans they were going to release stuff, how far do you think this is going to push a lot of their game plan back?
I don't know. They're going to have to scramble. They might push some stuff back and push some other stuff forward because they do kind of stagger it to make sure that they're not stepping on the toes of anything else that they're releasing.
Yeah, they do a good job of that. That's for sure.
Storm booth at Nationals was crazy busy yesterday with people bringing the balls back. Somebody that's an idiot told somebody else that's an idiot and a staffer was telling people that the Storm booth is independent, and so you're going to have to get all your replacements from Storm. That's not what Storm said, so don't listen to that guy.
The Storm booth's not independent. It's part of the company. It's their booth, right?
It might have been independent for something else, but yeah, it's sponsored by the company. And so they're going to work with it because there's people at Nationals right now that have those balls that are not going to be able to throw them, that have to have something. So even if it is independent, Storm's going to work with them to make sure that they, can get this done for the people that are at Nationals right now and the situation's going on.
Yeah, they got their hands full out there. They're going to be busy the entire time, I'm sure, with that. So trying to find things to replace. Oh, we just hit 200 live. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. I said no such thing. Anybody that's just joined us, if you got any questions on this this whole thing, please feel free to throw them in here and we'll answer them as quickly as we can. Jonathan, Luke, do you know if there are any other ball manufacturers that are having problems that the Storm is having? Nothing that is out there right now.
Not that we know of.
I mean, Brunswick had issues with the Purple Hammer, of course, but that's already well out there and people know about that. But I mean, once again, there's been no details released on this other than what USBC has posted, and because of that, we're all kind of left in the dark, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, all left in the dark, trying to figure out what's going on.
That's punchy.
That stuff is good, man. You're not gonna cry on me over here, right?
Oh man, it's a little.
Does it taste like soy sauce?
Yeah.
Does it? I smell soy sauce.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at that.
I taste it too.
Well, it does. It was finished. I think it's finished in a bourbon barrel. Is what.
That makes sense.
Why does USBC do the testing behind black curtains? Literally black curtains, because they're not a transparent, on the level organization. They're just not. They haven't been for a long time.
Ding 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 ding.
So sorry, but that is what it is. You just have to say it. So that you can't do. And again, I put a post out there that I used to work in a testing lab, and we got federal funds to do testing for what I was doing, and you don't ever if you're a national organization that is testing stuff and makes decisions like this based on the results of the test, they have to be transparent. Everything has to be laid out. You have to say what you're testing for. You have to have policies and procedures laid out for that testing. The testing has to be, depending on what you're testing, you at least you can't just be by yourself.
Correct.
And in a situation like this requires transparency. If you're testing like top secret stuff or whatever, that's a different story. But if you're just, the findings for something like this should be public, or they should be. You can't just say, "Oh, we banned this because it failed." Okay, well, did they? Because apparently there's people challenging that. You have, as a governing body, you have to be transparent. They're not transparent whatsoever with anything ever.
Right. How cool would it be to see like the PBA start their own thing? I mean, they tried this year. They have the PBA sanctioning thing, but the center has to pay a fee. And it wasn't, I don't know how much it took off, but I think it'd be really cool to see the PBA kind of try something, kind of challenge the USBC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have something. I don't remember what it was, but you can sanction through them. And if you get like an honor score award, you get a virtual award and stuff like that. It was something different.
Mm-hmm.
They sent you a kit and stuff like that. Sorry, we both took a drink at the same time. Yes, the bowler show is in the house. The KC tournaments will be allowing all balls but the Spectre and the 2016-17 purples. For those of you that are local and both Kansas City stuff, it comes from the source itself, the bowler show there. So, any of you that might have had that question, it was just taken care of for you. Please, PBA challenge USBC sanctions. Yeah, it just
well,
it'd be really cool.
They had I think the PBA had talked about doing their own sanctioning at some point. And then there was somebody, I think it was J.R. Raymond that tried to start up
I think it was J.R.
Yeah, J.R. tried to start up a different governing body, and it didn't really work out. But this is why they say competition is good for the consumer, because when you don't have competition, or when you have absolute power like Chad Murphy has, this is what happens. This is just what happens. Because it's like, where is everybody else going to go?
Yep. They do. It's called PBA Certified League Bowler.
Yeah.
So they're doing something to try it and test the waters. I'm not sure how much it took off.
That explains my 187 average. I wasn't throwing these balls. You sure won the internet today.
That is a good one. Show is on during the Masked Singer, the Masters, and baseball. I have 4 streams going at once. You are a busy man.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
Glad you're watching us as one of those.
Yeah, thank you. The Masked Singer. Certified League Bowler cracked me up when my Pro Shop guy and I'm below earlier had not even heard about it. Yeah, that's what's crazy. Is it wasn't really promoted much, but I really would like to see him actually try to do something, because I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why is the High Road Pro legal and not P4?
I don't know. Probably because they didn't want to touch that one. Maybe the latest batch of the High Roads was illegal too, but they kind of did this as, okay, we're just going to take these balls. These balls have issues too, but they said that these were the only balls that they decided to target or something like that. I'd have to look at the...
Yeah. I mean,
these were the ones that they settled on to do something about and get rid of.
Yeah.
So maybe the latest batch of the High Roads was bad too, but they just said, well, we're not gonna screw with the High Road. We're not gonna screw with the IQ Tour. We're not gonna screw with the High Road Pearl. It'd be like screwing with the Venom Shock from Odin.
It's a staple. It really hurt them.
Yeah. That'd be, even if there was a bad batch of those, that's a little too far.
Yeah, you might want to.
But
tread lightly.
Integrity. It wouldn't surprise me if Storm just doesn't replicate these partially banned balls with different colors and names this year, sometime in the future, different name, the same core and cover stock. They do that all the time. The IQ Emerald, they mix up these cores and covers, and you have repeats of other things that have come before it constantly. So
you've got to help this request right here from Brian Rakoski. I hope I said that right. Luke, can you give us a little preview of Phil at Radical switching to patching Storm instead of Motive in the Throwbot video?
Oh my God!
Just give him the Motive Venom Shock one.
Yeah.
Just do that.
As you can see, the Motive Venom Shock.
Less deflection. I can't do it. I'm not
As you can see, the Motive Venom Shock has more deflection.
Oh, that is so good. So good. There you go.
You
That's
guys know if Waz is going to adopt this stupid ban or keep allowing it. No. Kansas City tournaments. Oh, he's in there?
The bowler, remember
the bowler show's in the house,
Remember he's watching us with the Masked Singer.
Yeah, I haven't. Oh, he was the one that's okay.
Glad we rank up there with the Masked Singer. So that's good. We're doing something right. Here's what I don't get: if they're really illegal, why aren't they banning them altogether? That's what we had. That's kind of what we were talking about.
It's so they hard banned the Spectre, so it was really, really illegal. But these other ones are slightly illegal, but they're not going to ban them. They're just going to They're just going to ban them for the big stuff, but let the league bowlers still use them, which doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. If the ball's illegal, the ball's illegal.
This is also a good point that comes out of this. I love my Wolverine, but now I feel a little vulnerable to a bunch of people who can accuse me of cheating.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. I'm going to keep throwing the stuff. I don't care if it's still legal for. That's the thing is if it's still legal for USBC competition, it's not illegal. So if they say that you're cheating, it's like USBC said this ball's legal for this league that I'm bowling or this tournament that I'm bowling.
Right.
So it's legal. How is it cheating?
That's the whole thing, though.
So it's stupid. Even if they are all too soft, the USBC says they're still legal, so they're still legal. Sorry.
I just don't understand how they can be legal and illegal at the same time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I love it how they don't publish any of their results and always point back to the certification rules. Yeah, they just say, "Oh yeah, we got rules. This stuff failed." Well, how did it fail? How much did it fail? No, it failed.
I don't know. It failed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a cardigan. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's a cardigan. Thanks for noticing. Let's get the hell out of here.
I'm glad we're just getting to sit here and ramble about this, drinking a couple bowls of loudmouth soup.
You fellas been doing a little bit of boozing, have you?
Oh, I just watched
Sucking back on grandma's old cough medicine?
Sorry. Carry on.
Tic Tac, sir.
Gonna hang out by the bar and put out the vibe. Oh, goodness.
Come on.
Rabbit trails we go.
Scroll down.
Rabbit trails we go. We're getting some more in here. I missed that USBC is owned and ran by CNN. Oh, I'm sorry. My purple is legal, but pros can't throw theirs. Do you have one of the new ones or something? The pros, is it? Because they just can't throw 2 years old, right?
Yeah, the purple hammer. Yeah, the new purple hammers, the ones that they or any urethane ball. Period.
2 years old, right?
2 years.
Yeah.
But specific bowling ball, not bowling ball model. So the pitch black is not banned. The purple hammer is not banned. Pitch blacks and purple hammers that are older than 2 years are banned. So.
Yeah, that's right. The whole thing is just straight. Well, it sucks for a lot of guys too because a lot of them just use them as spare balls.
Okay.
Did you see what DJ Archer said about a spare ball? Like he had that same ball. It was a pitch black that he had forever, and he's like, I literally want to throw this thing at spares, and I have to drill a new spare ball.
Yeah. Do you think USBC will ever publish all their testings toward these balls for everyone to see? Absolutely not. However, because this is such a big can of worms, they're going to have to show it to somebody because you can bet that Storm's lawyers are going to get involved here. Because if it turns out that USBC was doing something wrong, especially because nobody else can verify these tests, nobody else that tested the Spectre could get it to fail. Or they couldn't get it to fail as dominantly. Failing a few tests with a little handheld pocket durometer or something, that's not an actual test because you have to be able to apply the equal amounts of pressure for each time that you do it.
Yes.
There's all kinds of specifications that have to be met for this. So a pocket durometer is not going to accurately test a bowling ball. So if you have to do it on the up and up with real stuff in a laboratory setting, climate controlled, temperature controlled, the bowling balls have to be they have to be at room temperature for, I don't know, however many hours or a day or a couple days or something like that. So you can't just pull a bowling ball out of your bowling bag. Oh, I tested it. See, it's a 68. That doesn't work.
So Storm would be able to take league options. They can. It just depends on what their options are. We don't really know what's going on.
So if it turns out that, if USBC does a bunch of these tests on these Spectres, and then everybody else tests hundreds of them or whatever else, and they can't find the same issues, USBC is liable for damages because they cost Storm a crap load of money. Now, if it turns out that it was a production issue, and they say, well, it was this one batch that we did, and they came out soft because of a difference in the resin, that happens to people all the time when centers get a new batch of oil in, and people say, oh, you changed the shot again. You pushed the wrong button on the machine. No, we got a new batch of oil in. Different raw materials create different properties, whatever else, even though it's the same stuff. If you use a different type of, if you get into a new vein of raw material or something,
People don't think
Then-
about that stuff though.
Then people don't.
It's
Yeah.
you're 100% right.
So
No, they didn't just push the wrong button. But things change. Like weather comes into play.
mhm.
Especially if you get a new batch of oil, it's definitely going to play a little different. I mean, who knows? What's the? We kind of. It's okay. Did you see that one from at the very bottom from Steven there? I don't know if you want to.
Yep.
We touched on it a little bit, but we can.
Yeah. Oh my god. My buddy, you changed the shot. I can't stand on the big dot for all 3 games.
I got to move.
Bravo, sir. All right, yeah, you can touch on that.
All right.
Listen, we get into the good stuff.
Look at Jonathan. I kind of touched in this in the Facebook group. What's the chances the USBC comes back and fully bans them in a week or so, like the 16-17 Purple Hammer? So we kind of, like I said, we touched on this a little bit ago. I don't know if you were with us the whole time or not, Stephen, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they say they came to agreement and said basically this is it? The USBC is ending their investigation. I think that they're probably in the clear at this point. I would think, right? I don't think that they're probably going to mess with them anymore after this. You're going to have more insight on it than I do as the Storm guy. So
I don't. They don't tell me anything.
But the USBC did say that they were ending their investigation. Am I wrong?
Yeah. They
Okay.
said they're ending it, so there's not going to be anything else banned.
Okay.
So it's going to be this stuff, and that's it. So you don't have to worry about anything else that's currently available that you have right now. They're done for. Well, they're done for right now, I guess.
You would have to pry my Zen and my dying hands.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to take a little break here for a second with this stuff. We're going to talk about something much more awesome, if I can get this software to work.
We did even have to change our show up tonight.
Let
We
me
had a
see here.
cool thing for you guys where we're going to talk about something. We had to
Yeah. We had a different story.
turn around and pivot everything we were doing just to bring the slow news day to you.
Yeah. All right.
We can tell them
we're
about that
gonna
topic for next week.
We're gonna switch gears. We're gonna talk cookies here for a second. So a buddy of ours in our Discord, his wife she has her own little bakery. And so Easter's coming up. Stacy Elise Bakery, and you can see on there if you go to sister. Okay, not wife, sister. So you go to Stacy Elise Bakery, and on Facebook, and then there's a website. You can order anything on the website anytime between now and Friday, April 1st. All orders will be baked the week of April 4th and ready by the week of April 11th. Blah 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 stuff. But she's got some Easter themed cookies. So if you have kids or that you think that this is interesting or something, these are pretty cool looking cookies. These are all, handmade, personalized, or not personalized, handmade. And she's got a bunch of different stuff. There was some panda cookies
I did
on
see
there
that.
today. So
I
these
saw
are
that.
just
Those are pretty
specifically
cool.
for Easter. So if you find this interesting or whatever, Stacy Elise Bakery on Facebook, go check those out, and you can order those. And then just order stuff in general. Those panda cookies look pretty sweet. So that would be very cool if you would go check them out and support them. We're going to buy some cookies.
Those do look awesome.
So
Cheers. Do you feel companies will make a ball if it was 5 big?
if you're interested, if you think those look cool,
Yeah, I mean they look.
yeah, they look odd. Ray loves some of those.
Oh yeah, my waistline is true.
Yeah. I would love some of those cookies. I'll bite the heads off some wascally wabbits.
That's gonna be a Mike Tyson back ear.
So
Yeah, I said.
yeah.
Don't judge me.
So yeah, go check out Stacy Elise Bakery on Facebook, please, if you would. Buy
those
some
look pretty cool.
cookies, help her out. What did you say? She's located in Pennsylvania, I believe.
We'll go with a great sour beer. Oh,
yeah,
come on,
where's she at?
man.
Arlington, Virginia.
Just give me
So if you live near or in Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah.
So Stacy Elise Bakery on Facebook. Go check them out.
Give him a follow.
Yep.
Mr. Stabby's got a decent question in here. There she is. Ashley. Virginia, yeah, there you go.
Finish this off so we can get to the good stuff.
Everybody's always giving me crap about sour beers. You know what? I love you all. But dang you.
No, why couldn't they ban the dark code? I hated that damn thing. Yeah.
I had a conversation with him in there earlier about his Helios, and he says he something about he can't strike or something. I said, you should probably give it a pep talk. Kind of like the
Does
Happy
Kendall
Gilmore.
have inside information?
What did I see?
I think he just
Next USBC post: new balls on the ban list. The Defender, Obsession Tour, and Tour Pearl, GB4 Pearl, and 3. You better not take that 3D offset away. You take that ball away, I'll cry.
Does Kendall have inside information, or is he just
He's
poking the bear? I'm pretty sure.
You can have my Zen. You take that 3D offset away, I'll cry.
Yeah.
The Obsession Tour as well. You don't take those from me. No. Oh, I can't wait for this weekend. Oh yeah, I get to be with Paul all weekend.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Oh, good luck with that.
You'll
Yeah.
be drinking sour beers and throwing swag balls and
He expects me to strike while I'm drinking sour beers. Are the cookies too soft? Ouch.
I'm sure the cookies are super soft.
That's below the belt.
They're super soft.
That literally tastes like soy sauce. Oh gosh, you guys are great. Love it. 2 sour beers would be better. I'm sure that I'm drinking sour beers over the weekend. They've already been talking to the owner of the bowling center, trying to get him give me a small case of sour beers. I'm a man of my word. If they're there, I'll drink them.
Care package?
Speaking of care package, Ilpad was teasing us today. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know. We've got some very interesting things coming. Ilpad, speaking of Ilpad, I don't think he's in here right now, but Ilpad gifted us this bottle for the show tonight, or he gifted us the money for the bottle. This is Oak and Eden finished whiskey, charred oak, rye and spire with a charred oak spiral. So in there, you can see is actually a little corkscrew out of an oak barrel. So it's aged on this stuff.
Yep.
We love whiskey.
Both of us do.
Thanks, Ilpad. We're going to open this up and give it a little taste. Now we're going to compare it against a couple other things.
Paul Burnett just said any sour beers in the fridge, Luke, could be $5 toward the show if you have one on hand.
Gosh, I don't think that I drank the last that other one that I got you, that cherry sour.
Good. It's not worth
So I'm
$5.
like, yeah. I was gonna say I can either watch Jonathan choke and sputter through it, or I can drink it and enjoy myself.
Oh gosh.
So I decided to do that. I don't think I have any sours on hand at the moment.
Keep your
unfortunately. But Jonathan's gonna drink plenty enough of them.
Yeah,
this weekend.
Apparently in Emporia this weekend, I'm gonna be drinking sour beers.
Put your donations in now.
Yeah. Yuck. Not looking forward to that. Everybody in the weeks past has donated though. Seriously, thank you guys. There's another. There's another. I'd kick in $5.
Yeah, I'd kick in $5. Oh man.
Did this bowling channel just become a whiskey tasting review?
I do have.
We like to drink and talk bowling. How about that?
I do have 3 of these Frank's Red Hot abominations.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I would. After I suffered through that, I wouldn't force anybody else to suffer through that.
Michael, I answered it. He said, did this bowling channel just become a whiskey tasting review?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we like to drink.
We get a whole lot more viewers.
We should cover a lot of ground on this channel. Absolutely, we do. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us on Wednesday nights. Anybody? We got any first timers in here that's still with us?
We're just going to do a little bit of this stuff because I want to compare it to some other stuff. This should be amazing.
Completely banned or not at all? Yeah, people keep saying. I agree 100%. That's what I said. The half and half crap. Is
the half and half thing makes 0 sense to anybody. Period. It creates nothing but logistical nightmares.
Angel actually just came up with a fantastic question. Would any of you want to be a guest on the Breakdown Pair and talk to them live? That is a good idea.
Yep. How about that?
That would be pretty sweet. We can find a way to make that happen.
Yeah, so we can actually do that. So I can.
Holy heckers!
Yeah, that's what I say. I saw this stuff. I went up and down, looked at the aisles. The scotch was a little bit pricey. There was some scotch I wanted to get, but yeah. So this could be something that I'd kind of generally thought about it before, but I didn't have any idea how to make it work.
Yep.
But yeah, having like just guests on here, because all I have to do is click on a little box down here. It generates a link. I send you the link. You can pull it up on your phone. That's how we do it for the Bowler Show. Very, very easy to do, and we can get people on here that'll talk to us and chat us up.
I tell you what,
we just need to figure out a way to make that actually work.
Paul Burnett would actually be a good guest on the show at some point. He's been helping us and been really active in the group. I think he definitely deserves a chance to get on here. We could even do
I'd
a
let
guest.
Him talk about some swag stuff for one.
I talk about some swag stuff. We could even have a guest of the week.
Sours. Yeah.
We could even have a guest of the week. We can do some fun stuff. This whole new platform we're doing is pretty cool. It's used on the bowler show as well on Sunday nights. So call in on my drive home, Steven. Yeah, we can absolutely do this.
We can do all kinds of stuff with this.
Absolutely do it. Maybe we should run a contest too at some point.
Yeah.
Like answer to a question, the winner gets to get on the show or something.
Yeah.
Do something cool. I'm just thinking all kinds of stuff. Sour Hour with John Hawes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a soap opera.
Yeah, I mean the unfortunate thing about this is I've always been somebody that I've always been the little guy. I mean, you've always been.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
Yeah.
My daughter tells me today on the same topic. My daughter tells me today, Daddy, people always call me tiny, and I said, well, tough. I've been tiny my whole life. She goes, no, you're tall. You're an adult. And I said, that's the first person that's ever told me that.
Yeah.
That's false. And hit that like button, like Adam says.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hit that like button. Oh, the algorithms a little bit.
But no, I've always been I don't like the whole, especially people that think that they're hot shit because they can throw a ball at some weird looking sticks.
Yep.
That's never made any sense to me.
Yep.
And I've always hated being on the outside of conversations or on the outside of the cool kids club or the outside of everything. And so that's why I made sure that I wanted to, when I did this, I wanted to keep in, and even though I have 17 some odd thousand subscribers, I still try to answer every question. Sometimes now I just don't get notifications.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll come back and see, somebody asked a question on a video a year ago, and I never got the notification for it. I can't do anything about that, which really sucks. But that's why I tell people, if you send me something, or if you leave a comment and I don't answer within a week, send me something again because I didn't get the notification. I'm not just, I'm too good to answer your stupid question.
Yep.
And I want to answer questions. I'm going to try to keep doing that. And unfortunately, it's just, there's so many, I guess fortunately or unfortunately, there's so many people that.
Keep going. I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, there's.
You do a fantastic job. I will say that you do a fantastic job, and I have noticed that when you respond in comments on the channel and stuff like that, you're pretty good about hitting everything, whether it's a negative response or a positive.
Yeah. I mean, I try, but there. I guess the good thing and the bad thing is that there's so many people that I can't give everybody the amount of attention that I want to give them.
No, and I get that. Once again, that's why
nobody else is going to pay any attention to them. Yeah. They're the ones buying the bowling balls and driving the industry and whatever else. I mean, it's your 170 average league bowler that bowls 2 or 3 times a week that's holding this industry up.
100%.
You're buying the beer and you're buying the bowling balls and you're in the center all the time. You're practicing. You're whatever else. Who cares that you average 170? You're having a good time. You're supporting the industry that everybody else wants to be a part of and involved in, and so that's exactly who I want to cater to. I don't really care about the big shots. They can figure stuff out themselves.
Yeah, no, that's what I admire about everything. It's great. But another thing too, to give it a shout, you can email us at the breakdownpair and you can get a hold of Luke.
Yeah.
Or myself if you want to ask me any questions.
Yeah, we need to check the email a little bit more often.
I check it.
Sometimes
I check it. We haven't had anything recently. So
yeah, some of that stuff kind of slips through the cracks.
It does slip through the cracks. We've been pretty busy.
We had some stuff that we see the emails, but then we didn't get to them on the show because we had either this topic to talk about or that topic or whatever else.
Yeah, the Facebook group's been popping.
Yeah, next week, hopefully they don't ban anything else. So we're going to tell what we plan to do this week. We're going to tell our bowling stories and our bowling history. He's got some really interesting stuff. He grew up with Brad Miller. He bowled on tour for a little while. I've been both a righty and a lefty, and I didn't really start bowling until I was 20, and then I've been in a pro shop forever, and it's just not the experience you think it is. So,
yep. I have to be careful on some of the stories I tell, though, because they're not all PG.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories that aren't PG, especially on the tour.
Especially on the tour. I mean, I've got some stuff about some guys that you would love to hear about, but it's like, I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah,
Paul Burnett did say that they have openings for the weekend.
Yeah.
So if you want in,
there was something else. I remember him saying that he needed a couple people. But there was something else that had come up this weekend that I needed to do or fit in somewhere. I mean, obviously we have the bowler show again on Sunday, and so I need to get everything prepped on Saturday. But there was something else. Yep. Oh, I didn't know it. I want to figure out how to fit Norseman into the picture because my brother's got some new beers out, and I actually did make it over for lunch a couple times this week. And then they've got this new thing on Sunday mornings, this Boulder's Bowl, that's like that's a biscuit and sausage gravy and sausage and bacon and an egg on top of it. And
Wow.
I'm telling you what.
Oh, and they're having a
Yeah.
taco truck at the tournament.
No, yeah, I know that there was Angel's going to visit her grandma. I knew that, but there was something else that I was trying to fit in. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. So
Kendall's dropping hammers in here. They will probably ban Dexter shoes next.
yeah,
Did I hear Lucas opening the
yeah.
fridge?
You had only shoes with laces. You can't use the little BOA clicker system anymore.
Mark Sherman says, "Always
Did I
appreciate the
just hear
time you've
Luke
given to
opening
answer my
a barber shop?
questions."
Absolutely not.
Mark, that's awesome. Thanks, man. Also, I try to answer the questions from the show. So if somebody asks a question on our show, I will go back on the YouTube channel. I check it frequently and look, because unless I don't get the notifications for it because it's not my channel. So I go back and actually read them too. So yeah, spot's still open. So if you want in, Luke is just a little guy. John gets misidentified as a grade schooler until people see the
just
facial hair.
a little guy.
They see the facial hair and then the beautiful shininess.
Yeah.
There you have it.
I used to be bald, but everybody thought that I had cancer or something.
You did look weird as a bald guy.
Yeah, I just it didn't look right.
You did look weird.
And now I finally have somebody cutting my hair, so it looks pretty decent.
I have somebody cutting my hair.
Yeah. I did like being bald though; it was a whole lot cooler.
Who are you telling?
I just looked like I was sick and dying.
Who are you telling, man?
Yeah, the nines with that the BOA system's amazing. It has a lifetime warranty too.
Awesome.
If I was not wearing tennis shoes, I would still be wearing my color shift BOAs. The only thing that happened is that I had a set of the original nines when those came out, wore those for 2 years, bought the color shifts, wore those for 2 years, and one of the 4-year-old traction pads finally had enough, and I just didn't want to pay $40 for a new traction pad. I thought, well, I don't really need bowling shoes. Rocking that Jada haircut. Oh my god. Bruce, Will Smith is going to fly in from wherever he's at and slap you.
He'll miss. I'm too short.
Yeah.
For those that haven't seen me in person, first time you see me in person, I am very short. So if you don't know me personally, I don't look so short sitting in this chair, but I am very short. So now you know.
Wow.
That's good stuff. You don't like it?
No, it's great.
It's punchy.
It's very sharp, and I guess what do they call it? They call it spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah, for whiskey, when it's sharp or really punchy or
it'd be spicy.
Hit you, they call it spicy. This is very spicy whiskey, but I love that. That's the problem is I don't like Crown because it doesn't really. It's smooth and it's drinkable.
Yep.
But I want flavor. I want something I can take. I don't want something that I can just pound. I want the flavor. I want something like this that I can have this amount and that this will last me for a while. I don't like having to gulp the stuff just to get any kind of flavor because I'm not. I guess I'm old now because I don't drink to get drunk. I actually don't want to get.
It just happens
because I already get dehydrated super easy, and then I have headaches in the morning, and so I want something that's super super flavorful, and so that I can just have that little amount, and that'll do it for me. And this is
I drink. I just happen to get drunk. Oh.
How short is short? 5'5" like Norm Duke?
I am shorter than Norm Duke. How about that, Ed? I'm looking around the 5.
God, where's that picture?
The high end of the 5'3". I'm at the 5'4".
Here you go. Yeah,
I got a good one.
I think I've got our picture from that you sent me from.
Oh, the one, the
Southwest
one. Oh yeah,
you sent it in Discord, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you sent it to me in Discord.
You got he's a perfect armrest for a 6'3" individual. Yeah, you should see the picture of James and I. If for those of you that know Shimwrecker Enterprises, we actually took a really good, cool picture in Springfield one year where he was a straight armrest.
So this is at a tournament over the weekend. We both wore our All-American Coolwick jerseys, I believe is what they're called. We didn't plan on this happening, but it just worked out so perfectly. This was us bowling doubles at the Southwest tournament, and the Stars and Stripes lined up perfectly. We didn't even notice it until they took the picture, and then they came back and said, hey, do you want to buy the picture? I'm 5'11", 6 feet, something like that.
That's short.
But, yeah, and I'm not even really standing up straight there, so...
Yeah, I thought I was short until I stood next to you. Granted, I'm only a few inches taller, but I was still taller than someone at a tournament. Yeah, nobody's ever shorter than me unless you're my kid. I guess my mom's shorter than me. She's short. So sorry, Mom. I know you're watching. Continue.
Yeah.
She's the only person. Her and my grandmother are the only two that when I'm around them, I feel tall.
Yeah.
So sorry, husband. You needed heels in that photo. I know, man. Right? You have to admit though, if I was taller, it wouldn't have been so perfect because of the. That's great.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that worked. Twins, the movie.
I know, right? We're kind of winding down here, anyways. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes, so we can just sit here and just hang out with you guys for a little bit.
We've got a little bit more whiskey to get through because I want to test this next to some other stuff that we have.
Sit here and fire them away at me. I know. I'll take them on the chin the rest of the way. Paul Burnett. Haas looks up to just about everyone. You know I do. You're all great people. Look at this. I feel a little better now being 5'8". You're welcome. Jonathan and his daughter share clothes. I don't wear girl clothes. Come on now. We do both wear Hades.
Boy, this is great stuff.
That is actually amazing.
That is it.
I think Bruce tunes in every week with us just to punch me in the chin.
Let me put this back up here. I hadn't seen this stuff before. We've got this epic place up here called Barrel House that has a bunch of good stuff. This is Oak and Eden finished whiskey. It's rye and spire. It has a charred oak stave in there, so it actually has this oak corkscrew in there. It's very spicy stuff. It says, we start with delicious rye whiskey, then add a turn. The charred oak spire inside adds spicy, deep, and flavorful notes of smoke, caramel, and coffee, accentuating this imbibable masterpiece. I don't know about the coffee or caramel thing, but I'm getting the smoke. I'm getting the spice. I guess I'm not cultured enough.
It's definitely got smoke in it, but it's spicy.
It is a $40 bottle. Thanks once again for Ilpad donating enough.
Yeah, thank you, Ilpad. You rock, man.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to the teas of the care package we got sent today, though.
Yeah.
Or not? We didn't get sent the care package. The teas of the care package. Apparently, we're not going to like it. Well, we're going to like it, but it's
yeah. It's also apparently very spicy.
Yeah, we said spicy. I think we're going to pay for it. We will have to do that on the show too. Steven, do you get to shop in the shoe shop in the men's department yet? I wish I could shop in the kids.
So I was thinking that I had something else to talk about here with the ball banning stuff. I can't remember what it is. I'll probably remember as soon as we get done streaming. I think everything. Yeah, the Dexter boas come with a 1-year warranty on the shoe and lifetime. Yeah, the lifetime on the BOA system, lifetime. And you don't if they break, which I think that they are steel cords coated with plastic. So I used the system for a couple of years and didn't even flinch. I looked at the lace and I'm like, seriously? It's like, whatever, but they were perfect. Love the BOA system. Super, super easy. I mean, they go on almost faster than my bowling shoes do, and those are just slip-ons. So, I mean, all you have to do is put your foot in them, crank the thing, click the button, and you're done. And if they do, for whatever reason, break, I'd be interested to see if you could even cut them. I don't think you could. You'd have to use a pair of snippers or something to cut them. But if they do break, all you have to do is send them something. They will send you the kit to replace them. So it's not like you get to send your shoes and wait 4 to 6 weeks for them to fix the stuff. You send them something, they send you a kit in a couple days, and you're back in business. So the BOA system is amazing. Yes, okay, so I've never used the BOA bowling shoes, but I've used BOAs on my Red Wing boots for over 5 years now, and they're great. Yeah, amazing. I would very, very highly recommend. But Storm wants us to do the 3G shoes, and those are pretty cool, even though the new Tour Ultras look like Motive or Hammer shoes. Whatever. They'd match my jersey at least, I guess.
Actually.
Coming from a lifetime orange person.
I just wanted to look like Luke.
Nothing matches orange.
You're missing.
Nothing rhymes with orange. Eminem pointed that out.
Nothing
rhymes with orange. Nothing matches orange either.
Dude, you're missing so much.
It's just a crappy color.
They're trying to raise $25 for me to chug a can of the Frank's Red Hot sauce, and I said I've got to drive home.
It's got to be more than that.
I've got to drive home
anyway.
Well,
yeah, he's got to drive home, but it's got to be more than that. Maybe we do it next week. But it's got to be a whole lot more money than that.
If you do that next week, I would do it. I would let me start off the night. But all the short jokes was one of the co-hosts of the Bowler Show.
I've got 3 more cans of the Frank's Red Hot Bloody Marys in there, so we can make this happen. But that stuff is so rough that I would feel bad letting you do that for $25.
I appreciate that. So was the
Orange
other
black, I guess.
From the Bowler Show.
Orange, wear black with it. What?
Oh yeah, he's got black on right there.
Yeah.
Was from the Bowler Show. Enough of the short jokes. Someday I'd like to see John buy a pro shop and become a small business owner. I'm dying over here while you're talking about the shoes. Oh, I'm sorry. That wins. Shahaz isn't short. He's vertically challenged. I know that's bad, right? Are we doing one more? One more of this? Okay. $30 then. Dude, that's like going to tear my stomach up a bit. I'll do it if I get out of the sour beers over the weekend. How about that? Not tonight, though, because I do have to drive home. Be kind to me, at least to that point. Trust me, I ain't afraid to drink. I ain't too proud to beg.
There's a place around here called Vern's Liquor that has insane sales on stuff. This is Bell Mead Sour Mash Whiskey Straight Bourbon. This is some good stuff, too. It's quite a bit smoother than the stuff that we just had. However, man, this stuff is really good.
Are you still on that first one? Yeah, it's good. You said, however. Sorry. While he's doing that, I really like Angel's idea, what you threw out there earlier, by the way, in regards to guests on the show. I think that's a great idea. And have some people on here. We can talk a little bit about you and kind of get you on the show. Go for it. Or just showing it? Or do you have something to say? Get you guys on here. I think Luke and I both agree that's a fantastic idea. How should we go about picking how to do that? Paul Burnett's definitely getting on the show with us. He's helped us out a lot here last few weeks. So yeah, there you go, Angel. Reach out in the Facebook group. You can send us if you would like to be on the show and have a conversation with us live on the show. Send us a message. You can send us a direct message in the Facebook group. You can tag us in something in the Facebook group and go ahead and pop the Facebook group up there.
Yeah, why don't you? We could have like somebody that asked the best question, or we could pick out like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, we could do something fun. We could definitely do something fun.
Come on. So yeah, it's one of those things we could start something on Tuesday maybe and say, okay, here's your question submissions to join us on the breakdown pair.
Gives people a chance to watch this.
Yeah. And then it gives people a chance to watch this, and then it gives people a chance to post something.
Yep.
And then we can pick like the top 3 or something and have you on the show, and you can ask your question and we can talk about it with you on air. So yeah, on the Facebook, we're with the breakdown pair. And so we will be talking more about if you have any other questions, or maybe if I remember what I forgot to talk about, we can put it in the group. So use us as a resource for any questions, any concerns, well, what if this happens? It's an open group, so you can post whatever you want to post in there.
Bring us your memes too. I like memes.
Yeah. We need good memes.
Yeah.
We want it to be a fun place to be. There's so many toxic, stupid, nasty bowling groups out there.
Yes.
That our Discord has been a really great place for people to hang out.
Yep.
It's very low troll. the troll population is extremely low.
Unless you want to attack James, then you can control him.
Yeah, and then the Facebook group too is we got like 800, 900 members.
Meme contest.
Yeah, do a meme contest.
We could do a meme contest.
Great. Do a banned bowling balls meme contest. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Should we do it? Call it now?
Yeah.
Banned bowling balls meme contest?
Yeah. Just make put your best memes about the. We share some on the show. Wow, that's tough. Share some on the show.
There's a $5.
Share some on the show.
Adam,
Share some on the
thank
show.
you, man. First time watching
Oh,
us too,
yeah.
by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. It's weird all being multiple. Yeah, that is weird. But yeah, that's awesome. So if you don't follow us in the group, it's as
The Breakdown Pair on Facebook or at the Breakdown Pair. We also have the Storm Nation Discord server. The link is in the description. My Patreon is $5 a month. That gets you into the private channels on Patreon. There's like 15 to 20 of them. We have a virtual league. We have an entertainment channel. We have a Brunswick channel. We have a motive channel. We have a cooking channel. We have a dog channel.
Virtual league.
We have a virtual league. We have all kinds of stuff in there. We have a personal support mental health channel.
Yep.
So we've got everything.
If you need a place to go and vent about some stuff, privately.
The $5 is just more of a troll filter than it helps me out. I'm not gonna lie, but it's more of a troll filter than anything. If I was trying to make money, I'd do it for like $10 or $15 a month or something.
Yeah, no, I get that. 100%.
And if you want to get a free preview, wait until after the 5th of April. We're right next to the end of the month now. So if you want a free preview, wait until after the 5th of the month, then sign up. They only charge your card between the 1st and the 5th. Yep. So if you wait until the 6th and you sign up, you get 25 days for free, 25 days for free. So if I was trying to make money, I wouldn't tell you that.
Yep. Did they ban the breakdown, or did the breakdown pair of shirts get made yet? No, but stay tuned. We're still
trying to work on that.
Yeah.
You can email us at thebreakdownpair@gmail.com as well. It's probably easier to just post in the group now because we set this up at the beginning before we had the group, and then we added the group, so it's probably easier to get a hold of us in the group.
If you want some coaching or something,
it's easiest to send videos, and the easiest way to do that is to put them on YouTube. Make a YouTube channel. If you don't, you've got a YouTube account, just upload them and then send them to us. I can rip them off of YouTube. I can put them on here. We can give you virtual coaching. So do that too. And then one last thing that I would request from everybody, I have a link to my Bowlers Mart, or I have my link to Bowlers Mart. So if you don't have a pro shop that you're super affiliated with or anything, consider following my link and buying stuff from Bowlers Mart. That'll help me out a lot. That gives me information to give to Storm to prove, hey, I'm selling stuff I'm worth continuing to support, so that I can keep doing this for everybody. I keep bringing the ball reviews and all that stuff, and so that really does help me out a lot. More for it's I do get a little bit of commission, but it's like 5%, which is virtually nothing.
That's nothing.
So it more or less gives me information because they don't really know how to track. Is like, what are likes and views worth? They don't really know, and so now that I have the Bowlers Mart thing, I have concrete information to send them. Hey, look, this is what I'm actually selling.
Yeah.
So it helps me out quite a bit if you would follow the link in the description to Bowlers Mart for all your bowling needs. And then SRG BBFS is the biggest bowling group out there on Facebook. If you want anything used, new, rare, international, discontinued, whatever else, there's 35,000 members. It's a group on Facebook. So.
And yep. So once again, to recap that right there, we're going to, if you want to be a guest on the show coming up, we're going to do a meme contest, and we're going to do it on banned bowling balls. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Well, you can do it on anything, but the banned bowling balls, the funnier the better.
Yeah, but it's going to be the best meme. Just post it straight into our group. So if you don't follow the group, it is the Breakdown Pair YouTube show.
And I follow bargain bin bowling memes, so if you try to steal them from there, I'm going to know.
We will know.
We will know because we followed them because they're awesome.
Know. But please.
Do you have a contact about overseas balls? Maybe we get a group buy sort as a screw you to the USBC. Jonathan Wong deals in overseas balls. He is ridiculously good. You're going to pay for it. He's not going to give you any discounts or deals or anything like that.
Yep.
But he's going to have what you want. He's going to ship it out super quick. It's going to be good shipping. You're just going to pay for it. You're not going to get any kind of deals from it. The Mirables or the Frank and Michael Mirable, they're the same way. They've got a bunch of stuff. You're going to pay for it. You're not going to get any kind of deals from them, but they're very good at what they do. Nick Brown on SRG BBFS runs a lot of drawings and stuff where you can pay like $15 a spot or something to try to win something. As far as that goes, I don't really know anybody else that is as big of a dealer as the Mirables and Jonathan Wong. They do it for a living.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, can vouch for Jonathan 100%. He's very, very good. Very good. Again, you're going to pay for it, but he's very good. The Mirables are the same way, but Jonathan Wong's kind of the king of overseas equipment.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Is there an over? I guess. Oh yeah, I already answered that.
The equivalent to the Electrify Solid. Did you answer that one?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get to. I don't think that there's any equivalent to the Electrify Solid yet. If you got a Hustle PVR and you shined it up, that would be pretty close. But those have been discontinued. Angel has a Hustle Hunter that's very close. That's also overseas.
I like watching that ball go down the line because I like
the IQ Tour Solid is kind of your best bet for something like that right now, but it's quite a bit more expensive than these. Like I said, I would probably hold out hoping that there's a hyped Solid. We've had a hyped Pearl and a hyped Hybrid come out at the same time. I'm expecting a hyped Solid to come out. I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't know if it's going to come out, but you would have to think they do Hybrid Pearl Solid. That's what they do. So we're going to get another Solid in the HP2 line at some point. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Hype Solid because the Pearl and the Hybrid have been pretty good. So I see no reason why we shouldn't get a Hype Solid. That would be pretty close to the Electrify. So I would probably guess I'm going to have to break out the Axiom Pro tomorrow night now.
Ooh.
Yep. I'm just glad I've got such a good collection of stuff. I've actually got a high wire sitting there that would be very, very nice to.
Aren't you glad you've kind of stashed stuff now?
I am kind of glad. I've got plenty of promotions. I threw a promotion, probably the best I've ever thrown in my life, last night. I shot 730, which is like, well, 730 is a good set, but as well, I wrapped 5 7 pins and I drove by 3 8 pins, so it'd be like 9 pins for righties.
Yeah.
And so I got tapped all night. I had one ball that was under a 9 count. It was a 247, but the lane next to it, the right lane, I was on the left lane, the right lane blacked out in the middle of my approach. I'm like, oh crap, what happened? It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, that would drive you nuts.
But literally the rest of the night, it was nothing but taps. So I aced shot after shot after shot.
Yes, money.
So. Oh,
Ben's
in here.
There he is.
Ball Cup, Norseman Brewing Company.
313 Creations.
Ben Gayton. 303 Creations
303.
on Facebook. They're on Facebook. So 303 Creations on Facebook. You can get yourself a super cool, customized, personalized wooden ball cup that is just super, super freaking sweet.
Which reminds me, we've got to get him our logo because he's going to make us one for the show.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we need to do something about that.
We just got to get it in the right format. So we've been really busy, Ben. I'm sorry. It's just been with everything going on with bowling. We'll get it to you as soon as possible. We appreciate the support, man, and same. I'm sure you likewise. But do we have a timeline on the meme thing too? By the way, when we want to shut that off, because it's gonna be really cool having somebody on here that interacts with us each week. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
You're right there. Oh, he's pouring me more. Oh, we're gonna taste a charcoal briquette here before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll get it. Let's say what? Give it 2 weeks, and just go. So the week of Easter? No, just call it that. We shut it off that Wednesday and announce it that Wednesday of the week. Say what, the 13th, 12th, something like that. I can look.
Yeah, because we have something to talk about next week.
Yeah.
So we already have our topic.
Yep.
I need to finish this off so the Bellmead bourbon is also pretty awesome. This, however,
Lafroig
quarter cask. If you have ever wanted to chew on a stick and smoke a cigar and drink whiskey all at the same time, that is this stuff. And chew on a charcoal briquette.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Oh my God.
So yeah, let me look on my calendar real quick. Confirm that. Unless somebody can tell me what that Wednesday.
No. I joined really late. Has Storm said why this is happening with their equipment? No. USBC seemed to indicate that it was a production issue because the UFO alert's been out for like a year and a half and hasn't had any problems up until now. And so it could be the resin they're getting in, it could be some kind of malfunction or something. But USBC said it's production issues. Storm really hasn't said anything besides, if you're going to any kind of a national tournament where these are not legal, we will switch you out. But otherwise, they're legal for all other USBC sanctioned leagues and tournaments. So keep using it.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep throwing my alert.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I mean, people will say, "Oh, you're using cheater ball or whatever else." It's like, it's legal. If it was a cheater ball, it wouldn't be legal. So
the weird part is it's half legal. It's
yeah,
so
that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to use it where it's USBC says it's legal for leagues and tournaments. It's not legal for nationals, so I'm not going to take it to nationals.
It makes no sense.
But if it's legal for leagues and tournaments, I'm going to take it to leagues and tournaments because I like the ball.
It's, like I said, it's either legal or it's illegal. It's not like the ball's halfway illegal.
Can we raise $100 for them to drink Malort?
What in the world is that?
What is Malort?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know. The 13th. So we agree on the 13th?
Yeah, that'll work.
We'll announce it that night who's going to be our guest, and we can have him on that following week. Okay. We'll do that. Something a little different. So get those in before the 13th on the Breakdown Pair page on Facebook. Please, or group. I'm sorry, group. Before I get rid of code. But the league can vote if they want. So please get them in there, and we'll love to have you on. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But the league can vote it out if they want. Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
They can, but if you're in mid-season,
yes,
it has to be unanimous. Anything that happens after they initially set the rules, if you have like a league meeting halfway through the year, everything has to be unanimous. But if the league wants to ban these, then it has to be 100% unanimous. With team captains.
Yeah.
So if you have 20 teams in the league, all the team captains have to agree. Well, the team captains are just an extension of the team.
Hirschman.
So
you're talking.
Yeah.
You see what he said?
Yeah. I have to put that up on the screen.
It's up to you. If you're going to put it up there, you can do it.
So for a league to vote it out right now, has to be unanimous. For a tournament, the tournament director can do whatever they want. So they have the freedom, luxury, whatever you want to call it, to do whatever they want. However, now a league, on the other hand, once you get done with the year and you go to start the other year, if you want to change a rule or start a rule at the beginning of the year before the league starts, it just has to be majority.
Correct. Yes.
So, yeah.
I thought you were still going. I look over.
I don't know. No, I had a thought, and I just remembered that I.
You're good. We need to sign off for the night.
I need to taste a little bit of this, and then.
Oh, I taste it. It's definitely there. Once again, thank you guys for all of you for tuning in tonight and listening to us ramble about the slow news day, as I like to call it. Well, I guess slow news night from the night before, but you guys rock. Did I miss something? That's good. See, I wish I'm a little behind on the great show, guys. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. Thank you. You guys rock. Tonight was actually probably our most successful night. We can only go from there. So thank you so much.
It's great when we have controversy and nonsense to talk about.
Why don't you come hang out with us when there's not controversy?
Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about our bowling history and stories next week. I bet we'll have 1 million people for that.
Well, yeah. Now, we'll actually have a lot of fun. We're going to talk a little bit about how I got started into this frustrating but fun game.
This is another good point. I wonder if someone shoots 900 with the Wolverine or altered in league between now and the end of the year, if USBC will react differently. Yeah, there's going to be people shooting honor scores with these.
Yeah.
I really like my Spectre. I'm really, really bummed about that one.
Yeah, you threw it a lot.
I am especially bummed about that one. I have some other stuff that's kind of somewhat close. That Volt Pearl. I drilled an old 900 Global Volt Pearl because it was somewhat close. It's weaker. Yeah. It's a fair bit weaker than the Spectre, but I have other options I'm going to look at. I have ProMotion Tours that are similar on the core.
Sorry, comments.
Yeah.
Just keep going. That's why I didn't say anything. Just keep going. Similar on the core.
Yeah. They're all they're fairly similar on the core. The promotion tour cover is R2X solid, so it's the High Road X cover on the promotion core. The promotion core is a little bit stronger than the Spectre core, but the promotion tour cover is a little weaker than the Spectre cover. So I would expect. Do you think Sean Rash? Yeah, Sean Rash. There was a bunch of things. Sean Rash sure got his integrity. He got a whole boatload of integrity.
Problem is, it kind of backfired on him.
Yeah.
Oh well, it is what it is. I like Sean. Move on.
I do like Sean a lot. I
I
hope that we have Sean on the Bowler Show sometime. Sean is incredibly cool. He's a completely different person competing than he is off the lanes.
100%.
He's a Pete Weber type. He's just crazy and somewhat obnoxious when he's bowling, but off the lanes, just nicest guy ever.
Oh yeah, 100%. I bet the Haas stories are Brad Miller Tall Tales. Never heard of them. Don't know.
Yeah.
We have 0 stories together.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a lot, but I probably won't bring a lot of those up. You never know, unless you guys got questions about that.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you to everybody. Appreciate you guys. Sundays you guys start 6 o'clock, 6 to 8, correct? Bowler Show on Sunday nights, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. The Bowler Show. Look forward to some new and exciting guests every week. Always has to look up to Brad. No, Brad and I are the same height and the same haircut. Just leave me alone. Gosh.
Oh my God, this stuff is amazing.
It is good. It is good. Yeah, the Bowler Show, Sunday nights, 6 o'clock to 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. God, I can't get out of my mouth. 6 p.m. Central Time to 8 p.m. Central Time. David Waslow, Luke Rosedal.
He said that we've already booked.
Scared the crap out of me.
Doggo puppers. Yep. Jazz Now is already confirmed for Sunday.
Oh, that's a good one.
So Mike Jazz Now, who is one of the coaches or one of the guys that will have you can set up private sessions with him at nationals. If we ever went during a time where he was still there, I'd probably get a lesson because.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
We had Bill Hall on last week. He's a world famous coach. He was amazing. Yeah, I know. There's one of the light bulbs.
Oh, there you go. Keith Dunphy is coming on next week. Runs the 2022 OC group. I'm reading some of these, but anyways, there's a lot of mixed in. Sean will be on once everything blows up. I can totally get that. There's a lot of Haas short jokes in there. I'm just gonna ignore those. Love you all too.
I thought I saw her sitting over there.
Haas looks up to everybody else but Brad Miller.
Yeah. So.
But thank you guys once again. Contest. We talked a little bit about it. If you missed it, go back and watch it again.
Yeah. We're also going to be doing some fun stuff this summer. We had talked about some challenges and such. The hot sauce spare challenge, some things like that. Yep. I'm sure that Wayne and Larry's can help us out with that.
They have a wheel that we can borrow. Definitely a PWBA.
Working on others now. Definitely a PWBA player not named Verity. She can't make it. She heard that I was part of the show. That's why she can't make it.
Ow, bummer.
Our previous interactions have been awkward. Let me just say that.
Quit making things awkward.
Yeah. That's my talent.
It's okay.
That is my talent.
We appreciate it.
Never underestimate my ability to take anything and make it awkward.
Hopefully we cut to all of you for questions and everything else. He's definitely going to be the source for most of those answers in regards to that whole process. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. We got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all.
Yep. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
See you next Wednesday.
Yeah. See you next week.
Bowler Show Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Time.
Yep.
Right here on this channel.
Group on Facebook, breakdownpair@gmail.com. Bowler's Mart link in the description.
Yes.
Please. Thank you. Lefroy.